Hello, everybody, and welcome to this edition of Talkin Chalk. I'm Ken Berthelot. On this edition of Talkin Chalk, we go to the North Shore. As a matter of fact, we go to North Shore High School in Slidell, and we meet a fabulous young lady named Brizelle Warren. Bree is her nickname. Bree is a lady basketball player, and she led the Lady Panthers to 50 wins over the last 2 years. When she is one of the guards on that team, she's normally scoring and doing some wonderful things with the basketball. But amazingly, as an all-sports type of young lady, she injured herself playing powder puff football. Now, in the last year, she's had to overcome this injury, and Bree learned what adversity and overcoming adversity was all about. When we come back, we'll meet Brizelle Warren. All of that right after this on Talkin Chalk. Welcome back to Talkin Chalk. Brizelle Warren's dad, Sam, was a multi-sport athlete and a very good one. He wanted his daughter to play sports, but at a very young age, Mom had different ideas for Bree. Took a little convincing, but Dad finally got his way. When did you know, as the first coach of Brizelle, when did you know she was going to be a special basketball talent?
I can remember the exact moment. Very first game, she didn't have a clue as to what the game was about, but I could see her athletic ability, and she displayed speed and agility at 7 years old that I hadn't seen in quite some time.
Well, I'm real proud of her. She's an interesting young lady because we put Bree in dance when she was young, and like Coach Leon said, we put her out to play basketball in the first year. I was like, nah, she can't do this. So, he told me and my wife, he said, listen, let her play one more year, and y'all see what happens then. So we let her go out, and lo and behold, she just started soaring. It was like, whoa. So we started buying basketballs at the house and started dribbling, doing a lot of playing. And, her mom likes to take the credit because she says she's athletic, but don't tell my wife, but she got the athletic ability from me.
How did you know when you met Bree that she was going to be a special basketball talent?
Well, I mean, you hear every coach will tell you, and you've been around long enough to know the coaches hear who's good and who's bad in the community, and who can play and who can't. I had heard that Bree was a really special player. Through the summer, she came and played with our team. She just immediately contributed. I mean, she walked on the floor, and as a seventh grader going into the eighth grade, she was able to make plays for us and score baskets and keep us in games that we shouldn't have been in. And we wound up winning 24 games that summer and only losing 8. So we played 32 in the summer, and Bree helped us win a bunch of games. And the girls were excited, but we had to play that first year without her. She was still in the 8th grade.
I just never thought that I would be playing with them. I just always saw myself as being their little cheerleader. I never had a problem with it. It was always fun, and on the tape you can always see me like playing in their hair when they come sit on the bench to take a break, or I'm like getting their water and stuff. And just for me I got a competitive spirit, and then for the next year when I saw that I could be capable of doing the same thing they did, then I just started working, and I blossomed into the ball player that I am now.
Bree has consistently become a student of the game. She understands that she has to learn and continually learn, and she exhibits that. Where most kids, it's just an athletic thing, only applied at time when they're asked or forced to participate or think about the game. She does that on a consistent basis.
Bree's just an all-around great player. She puts more work than anybody on the team, and she has so much heart and passion for the game. It's incredible. And I honestly, I look up to her, and I look up to how she plays and how much heart she has for the game.
Her passion for the game, she has so much passion. She's always working so hard, and she just brings the positive energy to the team that everybody needs.
As good as Bree Warren is as an athlete, who would have thought she would have suffered a knee injury in a powder puff football game? Through that injury and overcoming the adversity of all that was involved with it, Bree leaned on her faith and also learned that through her faith, she developed a closer relationship with God.
She's doing well with the injury. She was playing powder puff football. Game here at the high school, and I was videotaping and scored like 3 touchdowns.
I do everything else in school, so might as well try playing football. So I went out for the team, and my knee has been giving me problems. And I mean, the game is going grade, we played in the championship against the juniors, and I was going in for a touchdown, and instead of pulling my flag, the person pulled my shirt, and I fell wrong on my knee. And I wasn't even worried about my knee at the time, like it hurt, but I was just worried about winning the championship game.
And when she went down, I didn't immediately run out there. I just, get up, girl, get up, get up, get up. And she eventually got up with the help of the paramedics, and they took her to the side, and one of the coaches that was refereeing the game said she was rolling over, and he was trying to see about her knee, and all she was interested in whether or not she scored or not.
And just sitting out with my injury, it just makes me more hungry for the game. It just makes me learn more about the game, but it makes me want to play even more.
Going into every summer, we talk about what we want to do throughout the summer. And this summer, we want to get stronger, get faster. And the third thing with her, which is the most important, I wanted her to walk with Christ to get closer. And when she had this injury, she was in her room, and she vividly remembers this. I walked in, and she was, had her knee up, and I said, "Bree, remember I told you I wanted your relationship to get close with God this year?" I said, "Here's a perfect timing for you to sit and read and study and get a closer walk with God." And so we've been doing that. She's able to attend church more often because nowadays there's a lot of AAU playing, and it's hard to get her at church on Sundays because they're either out of town or playing some games. So this year she's a little more active in the ministry than the past few years.
Bree, she's just a ball of inspiration. Actually, she's really a kick. If you really spend some time with her and get to know her, she finds a way to make you laugh. So one of the things that I would like to do whenever I'm teaching or bringing the Word of God is if I'm scanning the room out here, just say something to make her laugh.
He just always gives like a good message. Like after you have like a hard week of basketball, then you go and it seems like he always has the right message to talk to you about. And he's a very great man, and he has the right things to say. He knows the right things to say, and it seems like some messages, it's like it was meant for you when you go to church.
Are you proud of the way she's developed in her faith as much as the way she's developed as a basketball player?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. She does well academically in school, and of course I work here at the high school, so when we ride to school, every day is prayer in the car, and when there's test time, exam, I have her to understand that, speak it out in the atmosphere that you're going to succeed in this test, and don't worry about it, no fear. Just have faith that you're gonna, excel. And she's been doing that, and she has like a 3.5 and above right now. But we're very proud of her because she understands without God, none of this is possible.
Well, without God, I couldn't have done any of this. I could have got through this injury. I couldn't have the humble mind that I have. So I just thank God for every day that just giving me the athletic abilities that He's given me, and whatever His will to be done with me to play. Just thank Him for that. And we pray before every game, and we have moments where we just pray together as a team. And with the little bit of wins that if we lost every game, there's always a bright side of it, and God's always there for our team. Like the whole team is a very faith and religion team, and we have FCA at the school, Fellowship of Christian Athletes, and just God. We couldn't do nothing without God.
When we come back, we'll learn a little bit more about Bree Warren, and we'll talk to some of the players on the North Shore High School basketball team. All of that coming your way on Talkin Chalk. Welcome back to Talkin Chalk. Being part of a team is very important. Brazelle Warren leaned on those team members at North Shore High School to help her overcome that adversity. Now they feel like just that one thing, plus many other things, have brought them together as a team. And since they've come up together from playground ball through high school, they're ready to maybe go the distance. Give me an example of something that's impressed you as her being a good student of the game.
Understanding, I can give you an example. We're in a game, the ball is on one end of the court, the baseline, the defense throws it in, and she decides, well, do I stop this ball from going out of bounds, or do I let it go out of bounds? The right thing to do was to let it go out of bounds, then we get the ball back where we need it. And it was just that thought pattern.
When you're coaching and you just watch Bree in action, with some of the other girls too, does it sometimes just amaze you and go, wow, how does she do that? How did they do that?
Bree makes some shots that, not that I wouldn't or would take them, but when she takes them, I'm like, oh, and they go in, and you just, wow, I'm glad she made that. Leon was telling you another time we had a situation like, in a tight game, Bree hits a basket close to the end of the quarter or the end of the half, and we're running back down, and she'll just turn around, steal the ball, and throw up a 35-foot three, and it'll go in. And you're like, wow, I'm not sure that should have went in, but it did, and now we're up by 11 instead of by 8, and it's it's kind of a backbreaker. And she's done some really neat things, and the girls around her have done some too, and it's been kind of a neat ride so far, and I'm really looking forward to her junior year.
And since she's been here, you've always been high up in the win column.
Well, when Bree walked on the campus, we were really fortunate. With Bree came, we did have some girls that could play. I can't take anything away from our other players. One, you're going to interview Courtney Steele, excellent player. Macy DeGrew came on, and I also had some girls here that could already play the twins, Haley and Hannah Haddad, and it just formed a good little team from the get-go. And we're really in that stretch now where they're all juniors and seniors, and they've already gone through the wars as sophomores and freshmen, and they won 25 games her freshman year. And we repeated that and won 25 more this past year. And so they understand, 50 games in 2 years is not shabby in any league. We've lost very few, but the ones we lost were crushing, anytime we're in the playoffs and you lose. And I think they're real motivated to move ahead and take that next step and try to get us a district championship and the state championship is what our ultimate goal is. So she's been like that from day one.
Championship teams usually have great chemistry. What is it about the players on this team and Bree that helps you have the chemistry needed maybe to take it all the way to the top?
I think the main thing that's different with girls is they're a lot more emotional than boys, and it takes a special mix. The girls all really enjoy each other sometimes, but then there's times where, as guys, the guys just put it on the side and play ball. The girls seem to not always be able to move past that stumbling block, but this group of juniors and seniors, they all really genuinely seem to like each other. Courtney, Bree, and Macy have come up together. The twins were with them on Leon's teams when Leon was telling you about Bree as a young girl, and the twins have been an integral part of their life. Erica Wise, who's going to play point guard for us, they've been there since little kids, and they're like a group that's come up together, which is, you can go back to John Curtis football. The kids start playing from 4th grade together. By the time they're seniors, they can almost finish each other's sentences, and that is really special, and it's fun to watch, it's fun to coach. It's fun to be around that just on a day-to-day basis in the halls at school.
What makes this team here so very, very special?
What makes this team so special is because we like more of instead of a team, we're more like a family. Like we call each other sisters, and we bicker because we're girls. We bicker, we fight about different things, but in all, we're still a family. We go out to eat, we go by each other's house, and we're all close. We all talk to each other almost every day. And it's more than just a team, it's a family.
And we all get along and stuff. And what Bree said, we go through a lot of things, but then we just shake it off and we like a family.
I love playing volleyball, basketball, and softball because I get different experiences with the whole team, and I love all of them. It's like a whole family for each team. That's what makes it very special, and I love it.
You and Sydney and Bree together, what do you think the three of you all bring to the whole basketball, volleyball program?
We bring a lot of fun. I've been friends with Bree since 2005. Same with Sydney. We were on the basketball team together, and we're very close with each other. We're very well working, and we have good teamwork.
They're always there for me throughout anything. Even if it's not something to do with basketball, anything outside of school, anything with school, they're always there to give me, words of wisdom, things to tell me what not to do. And they're like my older sisters, even though Courtney's younger, but she's still like my older sister.
When we come back, we'll wrap up Talkin Chalk and have a little bit more with Bree Warren right after this on Talkin Chalk. Welcome back to Talkin Chalk. Bree Warren realizes that in overcoming the injury, she's got a second chance to do something special in women's basketball in high school. Let's find out a little bit more about her special talents and the team also. Coach Mark, how is he helping you be the basketball player you can be?
Like, he's always telling me, never to give up and stuff, and he's just always been there for, like, he's my first high school coach, and he's just always there to encourage me to do everything, and he's always looking for the whole team. Like, if there's something he has to do, he'll do it for the whole team. If you need somewhere to go for like a Christmas for dinner or something like that, he'll take you. He's more like a father figure for us, and a coach. It's like a family, like I say.
She's learning basketball as well as any kid I've ever coached. She's picking up, subtle little things like when we should play zone, when we should play man. The other girls are picking it up with her, and they've really been, I don't know what the right adjective to use, they feel it. They're feeling it more now, and we've lost some close games to Mandeville and Ponchatoula that I think they're really hungry to go get them. We've beaten them once each, but it's not enough. We got to beat them more, and they understand why those girls are better than the average teams that we're beating, and that's really going to help us this year.
Just never think that you know enough about the game. Just always know that you can learn more, and just always be capable of learning more from somebody. Never say I've learned enough.
And it's always fun to learn from your coaches, but it's always special also to learn from your dad.
Mm-hmm.
How has basketball brought you and your dad closer together?
Man, we usually when we're together, we're talking about basketball or practicing basketball, and it's to have my dad to be able to. Not many people can say that, oh, my dad is my coach, my dad helps me through this, and this, but like he's there for everything, like literally basketball, school, everything. And so having him as a basketball coach is just, I'm always there, and I've always had somebody to look over when I need someone to pick me up. He's always there.
When you watch her on the court, recall for us one of your most proud moments as a papa.
There's a lot of them. I've been blessed to be a coach here at the high school, and before she got here, I put in a lot of time with her, and I can remember I get chills when I think about it, but the first time she put on the uniform and they called her name to come out, just a feeling that came over me that, my baby, this little girl that I thought wouldn't play ball, is being a strong part of this program right now. And with, like Mark said, he's had the opportunity to work with her, before she got to the high school, and he's excited. And, just as a dad, there's a lot of things I can't say, to others and how well she do. And we have this thing, we don't say it publicly, but when we get home, we just dive on the floor, girl, you scored all those points tonight. So her first time out it was awesome, and I tell her, too much is given, much is required. So we work hard in staying humble, because, today you're up, tomorrow you can be down. And that's where she is now. But good things always come out of a bad situation. So she'll be ready for this season.
What have you learned from your coaches that's made this very special playing basketball here at North Shore?
I just always learned to make every day an opportunity to get better, and to always play like there's no tomorrow. Like, play each game as in you don't have another day to play, and just give it your all, and never have to leave the court saying, I could have done this. Just always know that you left everything on the court.
Thank you, Bree Warren and the Lady Panthers, for excellent teamwork, and Bree in showing us how to use your faith and your team members, family, and friends to overcome adversity in life. Hope you've enjoyed this edition of Talkin Chalk. Join us next week for more on Talkin Chalk on WHNO TV 20 Sports.